The story begins with a man apologizing to someone and his daughter yelling at him to have some pride and not to bow before them, as that girl was the one who hit her first. The parent of the girls was ordering the principal to expel her from the school. The principal told Minji's father that it was her third time hitting someone, and the girl she hit, Hyori, her father was a politician who was trying to maintain his political image and that he was no joke. He suggests he apologize to them and clear things up before it's too late. And that's exactly what he does. He apologizes to them and blames his parenting for her behavior while Minji kept asking him not to apologize to them with teary eyes. Minji didn't have a mother, so it was up to him to take care of her alone. While coming back home, Minji lashes out at her father for being so weak and poor while everyone else's father was some CEO or politician. She hates her classmates, she hates her school, and she hates him for being as he was. She further goes on to even say that if it was going to be like that, then he shouldn't have let her born in the first place. All he could was just listen to her. After saying all that to him, she goes to her friend, Hina's house, and told him not to look for her or she would be even more pissed. He wanted to stop her but couldn't. On her way, the girl, Hyori, stops her. She was with many other students as well. She hits Minji not expecting her to fight back, but Minji hits her as well. Hyori's boyfriend comes in the way and kicks Minji. His name was Sun Minho, and he was a member of the KK crew. Minji insults them, calling their action childish. The guy gets angry at her and starts beating her brutally. Even the other bully there think that he was going overboard and they should stop him. But instead of stopping him, Hyori runs toward her with a brick in her hand and hits her with that with all her strength. Minji falls to the ground unconscious, and her blood splatters all over the place. Everyone starts to panic and wonder if she was really dead. Even Minho was terrified now. One of them tries to call 911 but Minho threatens them saying they were all accomplices in this. And if he gets caught, everyone else would be changed as well. He calls his crew head and requests him to take care of the body, but he denies it because he had just joined the crew and was a newbie. Hyori takes the call and told him that she was the daughter of Ju Kang-chan, the CEO of Joyam Construction. At home, her father was waiting for her and it was getting late. On the other hand, the boss of the crew himself comes there to take care of the body. He told her that he was helping her just because she was the daughter of the president and assured her that he would take care of everything. He told her how there was a new compression machine from Japan that shrinks the body to as small as a fist. Even he was shaken inside out after hearing that. We see at the back of the car was the body of Minji, who was most likely dead. At home, her father fell asleep while waiting for her. When he wakes up and sees the time, he goes outside to look for her himself. Outside, where the fight took place, there were many people gathered to see the blood trail on the ground. He also stops there to see what was going on and notices a ribbon. The ribbon was the same as the girl Hyori was wearing at school. He calls her friend Hina. She had told him that she was going to her place earlier. She told him that she wasn't with her that day. He ends the call and started thinking about all the possibilities, and now he was furious. Hyori was still scared and asked Minho if everything would be alright. He assures her saying all they need to do is to keep quiet, and that Minji's father was also messed up so he wouldn't be a problem either. As they were leaving for their home, Minji's father comes out of nowhere and stops them. They were terrified. He asks them if they had seen Minji. Minho gets angry at him for sneaking up on them and grabs him by the collar, threatening him to leave. Hyori was trembling in fear after seeing him. Minho told him that they don't know anything about her. He shows Hyori her heart eye and asks her if it wasn't hers. Minho was pissed now and was about to hit him. In the past, a guy named Surgeon Kim had taken a superior officer as a hostage and demanded to discharge him. They were trying to calm him down but it was useless. They talk about a girl and how they didn't know she was his fiancée. They try to talk him out of it but he fires the gun in the air and the officer orders them to discharge him, as he was really going to kill him. This guy was Minji's father, and he was completely mental from the start. In the present, Minho takes his shirt off to fight him and tears his shirt off of him as well. But what they saw completely terrified them. In that past incident, the other officer was not agreeing to discharge him because he was their biggest weapon. The officer starts reminding Surgeon Kim of how many missions they had accomplished together. They took over the north 17 times, sent double spies to the south 5 times, and were jailbroken 2 times. The first Graydon's assassination attempt in North Korea. North Korea even has a sentencing, and in China and Russia, there's even a team dedicated to him, and they didn't want to lose him at any cost. His present itself was a diplomatic problem. In the present, he beat up Minho in just a few seconds and he couldn't even keep track of his speed. Kim asked him again where his daughter was in a furious tone. He was choking him with the hatai. Hyori screams out in terror, begging him to stop. In terror, her legs also gave up and she falls to the ground. Kim asks him for any hint, even a direction where they went. He didn't know where they went, but he did give him his crew head's name. He was the one who contacted the boss. At a house, KK crew head, Oh Min-chil was beating a civilian because he hadn't paid his debt to him. He was beating him brutally in front of her daughter. He had threatened him that if he didn't pay the money in time, the one who would suffer was his daughter. He was taking her daughter with him and made him watch them taking her. The girl was crying out for someone to help. Just then, Sergeant Kim also comes there with a briefcase. The crew head sends one of his men to check who it was. When he comes down, he sees that the front door was already open. He tries to alert them about the intrusion, but they only hear a loud noise. Someone comes to the door of that room and starts banging on it. The other member was ready to attack as soon as someone comes inside, but the girls warns him in advance. The guy hits his own gang member instead of Kim, and Kim strikes back. Kim ties him with a rope to the ceiling and asks him where Minji was. He says he doesn't know what he was talking about and asks him crew head for help. But instead of helping him, he was planning on running away. Kim tries to catch him, but he managed to escape from him. As he was running, wondering who he was and how did he find him, he trips on a string and falls to the ground. He screams who put the string there and sees the whole alley was filled with traps. Kim catches up to him and ties him to the rope as well. He takes him to the house and starts beating him brutally, but he still wasn't talking and kept denying that he knows anything. He told him that he only contacted them on the telegram, and it was up to them to contact him when they need him. Kim knew that he was lying and broke his arm. The father and daughter were terrified to see his brutality. The crew head threatens to sue him over this as he was still a minor, so he would only get a warning. But Kim doesn't care about anything at the moment and kicks him in the face. He takes out his gun from the briefcase. He told him how he was feeling right now after losing his daughter while putting the silencer on the gun. He points the gun at him and says that he was ready to face the consequences. The guy was horrified as he knew that he was not bluffing. He was really going to shoot him if he doesn't get what he wants. Terrified, he confesses that he was not a minor and Kim really shoots him in the leg. He told him that the only reason he was letting him live is that he still thought Minji was alive. He threatens to kill anyone who causes her daughter even slight trouble. The crew head calls him a mental. Kim takes his phone and at the same time, he gets a text message from them. The message was that they were about to load her in the boat, and before loading her in, they made sure that she was dead. Seeing this horrifying message, Kim was broken from the inside. He couldn't hold his tears back and immediately messages them back to have a voice call with them. They received the message, but the boss told him not to respond, suspecting it was the cops. They delete the group chat and threw the phone. Kim asks the guy while crying what that meant and told him to contact them again. He told him that it was impossible to contact them now as they had deleted the group chat. But Kim doesn't care now and told him to contact them no matter how. While he was interrogating him, the old man grabs the knife and stabs Kim from behind. The guy compliments him for doing so and told him to stab him a few more times. The old man did that so that the guy doesn't collect the debt money from him. But Kim managed to avoid the knife from hitting any vital spots, and now he was furious at him and was about to kill him. Just then, the cops come there. They were horrified to see the scene and asked for more backup. At the police station, the whole precinct was in uproar while the gang members were accusing him of trying to kill them. The cops try to find out about his identity, but they didn't get anything on the phone. They try to find out about him using his fingerprints, but they were shocked when they see his profile was blocked. They wonder how was that even possible. The guy told the cops that he was looking for his daughter and started beating him in front of the cops. Two big cops come there and they stop him. Kim's phone, which was in the cops' possession, gets a call on it. The cop reads the caller's name. It was her daughter. Hearing this, it was like he just woke up from slumber. The cop helps Kim get up and sees that he had already taken his handcuffs off and was shocked. The guy who was holding the phone turns around to ask them about the suspect's daughter when he sees all the officers and the thugs on the ground. He couldn't comprehend what was going on, and Kim attacks him as well and told him to be silent. He picks up the call and asks if it was Minji calling. No one answers from the other side and ends the call. He tries to redial it, but the phone was now unreachable. After that, he just leaves the police station like nothing happened. After he was gone, the high-ranking sergeant was scolding the officer. Just then a guy in a coat comes there and slaps the senior sergeant and takes away his badge. This guy was from the National Special Operations Department, Director Kanguk Chio, code name Ground Dog. He was specially looking for Kim and called him COD 66. They were trying to track his phone and were shocked that he still has it, wondering how could he make such a mistake. They track him to a Taekwondo center. A man named was teaching kids Taekwondo when he sees Kim. This man is Song Han-soo, national gold medalist in Taekwondo. He asks him why he came there after all this time and presumes it must be something extremely important. Kim told him that his daughter died, but he was not sure if she was actually dead because of the call he got earlier. He knows that he should throw the phone, but he was still for her to call. And he also knew that he was being chased by those guys and asked for his help. Han agrees to help him because he had saved his son's life once, and this was his form of repaying. Han was going to take the kids to the safer location first, but Kanguk was already there. He was playing with the kids when Han attacks him without any prior warning. But Kanguk grabs his leg and gets smug. Han attacks him with his other leg, but this time Kanguk wasn't able to dodge it. Han was telling the kid to go to a safe place when Kanguk attacks him, which Kim blocks. Kanguk recognizes him and was excited to finally find him. Han kicks him in the face again, and the rest of the detectives also come there. Han was beating all of them one by one. They were shocked to see him almost flying and defeating them one by one. One of them recognizes him. He told the others that he was so good at Taekwondo that even North Korea invites him. Han and Kim run from them. Han asks Kim what he needed, a weapon, transportation, or to heal him first. But Kim demands the bunker. They get inside a van and get out of there. From the outside, it looks like an old crappy van. But inside that van was a whole setup to track and all kinds of stuff. Han guides him through the process to track her daughter's phone, and he manages to find it in just a few minutes. But the location was a bit far from there. They arrive at the location where her phone was, but there were a bunch of high schoolers who had made a gang called Gyeonggi Nambu. Han asks him if he was sure that her daughter was there. The vice captain of the crew told them to scram because today was their crew's meetup. They don't listen to him and keep moving forward to the exact location where the phone was. The vice captain gets pissed and grabs Kim from behind. Kim tackles him to the ground in an instant and puts his foot on him. He derives to him Minji's appearance and asks him if he had seen her, while the other gang members attack him, whom he easily defeats. The vice captain replies that he hadn't seen her, and Kim threatens him not to get in his way. Inside the building was where the meeting was going on, and their boss was Shin Sun-go, Gyeonggi's undefeated boxer, who conquered 3 schools. Outside the building, Kim was taking them down alone while Han was asking around if the others knew about Minji. The delinquents get pissed and attack him, but he easily defeats them. The other students don't even try to fight him, let them passive. They beat the hell out of anyone who comes their way along the way. Kim arrives at the first floor and number 2 of the gang was waiting for him. He attacks Kim and sees that his chin was unprotected and goes free. But Kim just easily dodges his attack and starts beating him continuously. He started to get furious at them for trying to get in his way. He arrives at the central building and searches for the boss of the gang. He was pissed to see Minji's phone in his pocket. One guy tries to mess with him and he slams him onto the ground in just one hit. He beats all of the goons as well and goes to their boss and asks him where he got that phone. The guy looks at Minji's picture and disgustingly says that she was the girl he slept with last night and that she was great in bed. He shouldn't have said that because now Kim was furious. After some time, we see that the guy's face was fully busted and Kim was still going on. He puts a pen between his fingers, then stomps on it. The guy screams in pain. Han stops Kim, otherwise he really would have killed him, even though he confessed that he was joking and had never met her daughter before. His goons found her phone with some other phones and bring it to him. They have someone who could open anyone's password. The guy took Minji's phone and was going through her pictures when accidentally he called her father. The call from before in the police station was accidentally clicked by him. Kim was devastated because it was a dead end. The guy told him that he was the only one that used to call her and she didn't have any friends. There was one girl who used to contact her, Hina. Minji had told Kim that Hina was her best friend, but the guy says that she was not much of a friend. Kim goes through her chats with Hina, and what he saw completely shocked him.